Hello and welcome to Instant Insights. At GlobalData Strategic Intelligence, we track over 100 tech, industry, ESG and macro themes impacting all major sectors. My name is Emma and today I'm joined by Aisha UK Umaru, a Strategic Intelligence Analyst at GlobalData. Today we will discuss the impact of satellite connectivity on emerging markets. Hi, welcome Aisha, thanks for coming on this podcast.
So, for those unfamiliar with the satellite industry, could you give us a brief overview of satellite connectivity and the current state of the market?
So, satellite connectivity, as the name suggests, is a method of connecting to the internet using satellites, satellite dishes, and routers, rather than relying on cellular towers or cables. It offers a really effective source of internet access in rural and remote areas. As for the market, it is rapidly expanding, thanks in large part to Elon Musk's Starlink, which is an offshoot of SpaceX. Although Starlink only launched its satellite services in 2020, it had over 7,000 operating satellites in orbit as of January 2025. It's the dominant force in the industry, and its satellite numbers dwarf other players like Eutelsat, Arabsat, and Amazon's Kuiper. Finally, when it comes to satellite connectivity, I think it's quite useful to differentiate between the different types of satellites in terms of their orbital altitude. There are GEOs, MEOs, and LEOs. LEOs are positioned at altitudes between 500 and 1,200 kilometers above the ground, and they're closest to the Earth. They travel at 28,000 kilometers per hour, take just 90 minutes to circle the Earth, and travel around the Earth 19 times per day. LEOs are the preferred types of satellites for connectivity because of this low altitude. Data can travel between them and the Earth quicker than the other two types of satellites, providing faster connectivity.
That's a very helpful overview, thank you. Your report is focused on how this connectivity may impact emerging markets, in particular Africa, Central Asia and the Middle East. Could you tell us what you found in your research?
Sure. So the most important thing I discovered is that satellite connectivity is a developmental aid. The emerging markets I researched have extremely low connectivity rates. For example, nearly 1 billion people in Africa, or roughly 62% of the continent's population, did not have access to the internet in 2024, according to the International Telecommunication Union. This means that things we may take for granted, such as online health records, digital identity services, and banking apps, or accessing educational content or receiving live international news, are inaccessible to a significant segment of the population in these regions. This not only changes the quality of life for the individual, but also inhibits the creation of a safe, educated, financially thriving, and inclusive nation.
Thank you. In your report, you gave us some use cases for satellite connectivity. Could you touch on a few of these for us, potentially, please?
There are some excellent use cases, but I'll just briefly touch on three. The first is healthcare. Earlier this year, the Sudan Family Planning Association, or SFPA, launched the country's first mobile clinic using Starlink connectivity, allowing it to provide healthcare services in rural areas. Bati Health, a Zimbabwean telehealth provider, also uses Starlink to power its platform. The platform offers what it calls a doctor in your pocket, allowing you to access healthcare even in remote settings. The second use case is remote education. Between 2014 and 2021, satellite operator Avanti Communications partnered with the UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, Squid, Wiz Education and Kumar Education on Project Imalongo. The project provided over 200 remote and rural schools in Kenya with satellite connectivity, which they could use for electronic attendance monitoring or to access e-learning content. Project Imalongo benefited over 180,000 students, and Avanti is trying to bring a similar offering to Niger. Kazakhstan also ran trials of Starlink services in nearly 2,000 rural schools in 2024. Finally, satellite connectivity can benefit the agriculture industry. California-headquartered EOS Data Analytics uses satellite-powered soil monitoring and weather analysis to provide precision irrigation. This can help prevent water wastage and help combat water deficits in the Middle East. Remote farms and agribusinesses can use internet access to promote their products and services online through e-commerce.
Those are really interesting use cases. It seems like satellite connectivity has a wide range of applications across different fields.
Yes, it does. And coming back to my point of satellite connectivity being a developmental aid, These use cases relate to a number of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, particularly zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, decent work and economic growth, and industry innovation and infrastructure. There are obviously barriers to adopting satellite connectivity, such as cost and regulation, which are probably best saved for their own discussion. But seeing the wealth of benefits that satellite connectivity can bring to these markets makes me optimistic about the technology's future.
Thank you. That was all really interesting. I think that's sadly all we have time for today. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for those instant insights. Thanks for listening. And from us in Strategic Intelligence, see you next time.